Like, I don't really feel like working out today. This is push-pull day. When shopping at 3 o'clock in the morning is like... I'm thirsty. I don't know if I should be drinking water this late at night, but... Where's my cat? My cat is just hanging out with me. He had some donuts earlier. I just gave him like the fried bread part of it, and he was so happy. Oh, well, he's walked up. He wants treats, that's what it is. Good afternoon. It's Monday, and I cleaned my house on Patreon Live, and I was like, I went to sleep. I took a nap, and I woke up, and I was like, walked around my house, and I was like, oh, who cleaned my house? I was like, oh, it was me. I need to do laundry, but I'm about to go work out. I went for a walk this morning for about half an hour, but I'm about to get my strength training workout in. I am so tired. So I also figured out what my favorite book of last year was, and I read it in February. So February's shaping up to be a good month for reading. It was Jackal that I read. That was my favorite book last year. That was such a good book, and I remember liking that book a lot. If you go through my videos, I did an analysis of Jackal, and it was really good. So check that out. I'll link the video if you want to see it. Back when I was doing more book content, I'm doing less book content now. I was so tired during my workout today. Oh, I was not feeling good. I was like really exhausted. It's because I hadn't eaten anything. I was like feeling tired. I was trying on my dresses again, and I just love this dress. I just love this dress. It always makes me feel like I'm about to run through a field. It has pockets. It's from Abercrombie & Fitch. I just always feel like I'm about to run through a field. Like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. And I don't know. I always just feel like I'm about to... It's so pastoral. I'm like, yes! Yes! My thighs are slapping together. Yes! Yes, yes, yes! My boobs are flopping. Maybe I can get a full view of it. Hang on, let me get the full view. Okay, I've got a grocery haul. I have to put my groceries away. Help me put my groceries away. I got hamburger buns. I got some lemons. I got some raw cashews. I got some tomatoes. I got some ginger. I got some frozen green beans. Because I got fresh green beans before, and they ended up going bad before I used them. So I thought about getting frozen green beans. I got some Asian stir-fry vegetables for a quick meal. I got some Impossible patties because I like them so much. I got some sourdough bread. I got some bulldog ramen because it's artificial. It's artificial spicy chicken. I got some crackers. I got 4 packets of Hungry Homestead mashed potatoes. This is what shopping at 3 o'clock in the morning is like. I'm like, you know what sounds good? Mashed potatoes. 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, yeah. Even though I have blueberries, I got some more blueberries. I was like, you know what sounds good? Blueberries. I have so many blueberries now. I have 2 packages of blueberries. I got some more Doritos. I got some ice cream sandwiches. I'm gonna have an ice cream sandwich. 2 packages of spicy chicken fillets. Vegan chicken fillets. I got a package of Boursin for the crackers. Got a package of sliced mozzarella. Got a package of hummus. I got some celery. Got some more carrots. Got some spring onion. And that's it. Welcome to another segment of shower thoughts. Here are some shower thoughts that I had this week. So basically, if we are all connected, you know, what does that say about us as people? Like, for better or for worse, we're all connected quantumly. I was thinking about like how like the separation between ourselves and like other cellular objects, like because this goes back to like transcendental meditation and like how the difference between you and like objects is like there's like no difference when you get down to like a weird cellular level. It's like so minute. Like the difference between you and objects quantumly, like when you get down to like a quark level, is like no different. Like I think about that so much sometimes. It like is wild. Like we feel objects, but, like it's it's such a superficial experience, and like it's it's something that like when you think about it, it's so superficial. Like the separation between you and objects is like superficial at best. Like we feel nerve endings and stuff, but the separation between you and objects is like it's not real. It's like so specifically speaking, like you could probably like phase through walls and stuff if like you figured out the code to like disassemble your cellular level and like reassemble them in some way or like break down the barriers or like I don't know, like move between the objects, like move the quirks between quirks and like but there's something about cellular fusion that's like the difference. I don't know. I've been like thinking about that a lot and like that's like wild, you know what I mean? It's like really wild. But I think about that like all the time. Yeah. I haven't been filming very much, and I'm sorry. I like looking at my arm because my arm. I'm supposed to go work out today, and I just put it off. Thursdays are like the worst day for me to work out because I just, like, I go for a few days, and then I'm like, I don't really feel like working out today. This is push-pull day, so I don't feel like working out on Thursdays. I put it off until tomorrow, and then I'll work out on Friday and Saturday. But my routine is changing next week. So, I'm going to start going back to Planet Fitness instead of my apartment gym, which should be good because all the resolutioners should be gone. So I ate a bunch of Chipotle, and now I'm fat. Ugh. Now let me fix my hair. So I discovered this is my bad angle, and this is my good angle. I don't know. I feel like I'm crazy. So I've been watching all this stuff on TikTok about the GATE program, and I wasn't in the GATE program. My local town had something called the WINGS program. So it's not exactly like a GATE program because it was through our community foundation. It's like it was called the WINGS program. But basically, it was kind of like the same thing. It was sort of like we got pulled out of class to do like special science and math projects and all sorts of things. Um, I never had to do the hearing test. I remember I was given a like before I was in kindergarten, like when I was in preschool, I was given an IQ test, and they wanted me to draw people, and I drew big heads because I was drawing smiley faces with my sister that day, and I ended up drawing like faces on the test, and my mom was like, "You know you can draw people," and she was like, "Draw people." And so I went home and I drew like actual people with like eyelashes and like toes and all sorts of stuff at home. But when I was with them, it's because I was drawing smiley face with my sister. So my mom convinced my teachers that I was actually like really smart. And so I started getting put in these like gifted and talented programs. And so cuz they realized how smart I was. And so cuz my mom would do things like she always kind of like forced me to do things like early on. Like I she at one point she was just like, "You're going to have to learn how to tie your shoes. You're just going to have to learn how to tie your shoes." And so I would go to class and I had these like lacy shoes and I would have to like tie my own shoes, and I just like had to figure it out on my own. And I just like had to figure out how to write, and I had to figure out how to read, and I learned how to swim on my own, and like I just figured this stuff out. Um but because that was kind of like the Gen X experience. You just kind of figured it out. But a lot of this stuff like was part of the gifted and talented program. Like they would pull you aside and you would do like these science experiments or these like math experiments and stuff, and they would have you do like, I don't know, the because I kept journals and stuff. As I've always kept journals for some reason. I always wanted to keep journals. But then I would like destroy them because I was afraid that people were going to read them. And even now as an adult, I would never read through my old journals, but lately I've been wanting to like sell my journals as a way of like having people, because I thought that people were going to like people in my life were going to just throw my journals away and destroy them. So I've been selling them to people as a way of like dispersing my journals. So as a way of like putting it out there, and so like it's like out in the public sphere. So I've been selling them for pretty cheap, like maybe like $10 to $15. But I've been like, because I sold a sketchbook to someone in Seattle, and I sold a journal to a couple different people, like three or four different people, and like they're all over the place. And and they describe like a lot of my experiences through a lot of my mental health struggles through like my 20s and 30s. And so I was just hoping that like if anybody had some of the same experiences that I did. But I was like thinking about like these gate experiences that people are talking about, and I was like, well, I went through, I don't know, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I don't know. I don't know. It wasn't exactly the same experience that other people are describing, but it was very similar in that I would get pulled out to like go to the college, and I would do like stuff at the community college on weekends and stuff every so often, and I would have to go to like community events and stuff like that, and I would do stuff like on special occasions, and I built like rockets and stuff like that, and I we did like we did like drink like juice, and ate cookies and stuff like that, and they like brought meals and snacks and stuff for us because we were there the whole day, and like my mom had to pay money for us to like eat during the day because they but I didn't eat the food that they gave us because it was kind of bad. I don't know. Because it was like a bag lunch. I don't know. But I remember there was this one lightning experiment that they had us do. They turned off all the lights and you had to count and then simulate lightning. Like because you were counting like the seconds of how long the lightning strike was going to be, and like I did like a really long time. It was really funny. I think about that every so often, how like sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'll be counting the Mississippis, and that's like for every second it's like a mile away. So like if you see the lightning flash and then you start counting, it's like that's how many miles away the lightning strike is. And that's something I learned when I was in the Wings program. Did you learn like random stuff like that in the Wings program? I don't know. That's what I learned, is stuff like that. As a follow-up to the GATE program stuff, my mom told me that she said she didn't know exactly what the Gifted and Talented program was about. She just knew that it was like, because I was really smart, that they would have me do certain stuff. She just knew that it was some kind of like enrichment program, so she didn't really know exactly what they were having me do in these programs. She just knows that there was like this one thing that they wanted to do for all of my siblings and myself, and that was they wanted to, when I was a kid, they wanted to collect our fingerprints and put us in like a database. And my mom was like, why do you want to collect my fingerprints? And I said, just in case something happens to them, like in case they go missing or in case something bad happens to them. And my mom was like, that sounds like you're expecting something bad to happen to them. And they were like, no, just in case something happens. And she's like, I'm not letting you take my kids' fingerprints. Like, you're not getting my kids' fingerprints. I will take my chances. And I was like, that's really suspicious. And she was like, yeah, it was really suspicious when you were kids. And like, I was really scared to like let them take your fingerprints. So that's just as a follow-up. The thing about TikTok is, and the thing that I don't entirely trust, is that TikTok, if they really didn't want you to see something, they would suppress it. Like they would like make it so that you couldn't see the thing that you aren't supposed to be seeing. You know what I mean? Like they would hide that stuff so fast. Like, I've had videos that just like had like 3 views. I know it's because they didn't want that video getting out, where I said something and it was like, well, that's suppressed. Nobody wants to see that. So I don't know. It's like, here's the thing. TikTok is an algorithm. They are trying to, sometimes the algorithm like markets psychosis, and it's like they want you to be like comfortable, and like they want you to be scared, and they want you to like be in a loop about stuff, and they want you scared and angry and upset and shocked and stuff, so they'll get caught in a loop. And that's the thing, like, and is it because they're harvesting your energy? I don't know. I don't know if it's quite so nefarious as all that, but it's because more eyes on the app means that more advertising dollars go to them, because you're more likely to spend money to calm yourself, to self-soothe when you are scared and angry and upset. Because you'll be like, because you're more susceptible to marketing when you're scared, angry, upset, and shocked. Like, because you're off kilter, you're thrown off. And that's the thing, like, you're an easy target. And that's the truth. When they know that you are an easy target, they will make it so that they can market to you, and that you are a commodity to be marketed and sold. And that's the truth. And this video probably won't get out to anybody, because the thing about it is that that's the truth. That's the truth about TikTok, is that it is a marketing platform. They want to sell to you. They want to buy and sell you. They want to market to you. They want you scared. They don't want you knowing. They don't want you knowing the truth. They don't want you to connect with each other. Not in real time. That's why they show you old videos and stuff. Because they don't want you to connect with each other in a real value. And they want you questioning each other, like your sanity, the sanity of other people, and they want you questioning your own sanity. But like, also, they want you to go into psychosis by feeding you like the most wild shit sometimes. But like, they'll feed you like correct information, but they'll like pile it in with like the most out-of-pocket stuff. The most out-of-pocket stuff. Like wild conspiracy theories intermixed with like stuff that is actually true. So then you're like, you don't know the difference. And so then you get desensitized to it. That's the truth. That's one thing I really hate about my gym, is that it turns off after 12 minutes. So I'm in the dark. It's fucking scary in here. Like, why does it turn off after 12 minutes? Stay with me for a few minutes. I'm so scared. It's during the daytime, but I just don't like how it turns off like that. I'm so nervous right now. I hate walking in the dark. Yeah. I'm trying to like wave my arms around to get it to trigger the sensor. It's not working. Like waving my arms doesn't trigger the sensor. Walking on the treadmill doesn't trigger the sensor. What if I'm working out at night? I have to like, every 12 minutes have to like, this is some dark stuff. Just be like walking in the dark like a weirdo. I hate this gym. Cause like, I'm in the dark. I'm in the dark right now. This is ridiculous. I'm so angry. Hang on. I had to jump off the treadmill to turn on the light again. That's ridiculous. Such a design flaw. I know they're trying to save on light energy, but this is ridiculous. Like, it's a gym. Like, if the light, like, it's not, because that light never turns off. Why would they do that for this light? It's such a bad design. I gotta get some kind of movement in today. I'm tired. I didn't sleep at all last night. I was on TikTok all night. Tired. I'm gonna go to bed early tonight. I need to make a TikTok about that. I don't know. I don't know how pertinent it is. But like, I kind of want to talk about my experiences with transcendental meditation. Is anybody interested in hearing about that? And like the TM organization. I don't know, it's an interesting organization. There's been some weird stuff that's happened, but nothing too like untoward. Went to a meditation retreat in Fairfield, Iowa. And apparently that was in the Epstein files. so I can like talk about my experiences with that. I don't know, would anybody be interested in hearing about that? I've been a meditator for 5.5 years now. Twice a day, 20 minutes a day. Like I went through a ritual to get my mantra and stuff. And I'm not allowed to tell anybody what my mantra is. Like they said specifically, you're not allowed to ever speak your mantra after they tell you. Like it's sacred and you're not supposed to tell anybody. And I'll never tell anybody my mantra. Like it's private and personal. Like it's never supposed to be spoken out loud. Is that weird? I don't know. It makes it feel personal at the same time. Like maybe if they reuse it, then I wouldn't know. I don't know. But it's just like a nonsense word from Vedic language. I don't know. I don't know. Would you be interested in hearing more about it? Okay. So I just meditated and I wanted to talk about my experiences with transcendental meditation. Is anybody like curious to hear about my history with transcendental meditation, with like Maharishi's transcendental meditation? Maharishi died in like 2009, but apparently they're in the Epstein files, and like I've been associated with, like, I didn't know that they were in the Epstein files, but like it tracks because yeah, like I went to Fairfield in 2024 for a meditation retreat, and the organization is a little strange, I could say. Like when you get like further into the organization, it's a little weird, to say the least. I would say that. Like you pay for the advanced techniques, and I've wanted to learn the advanced techniques, but it's really expensive, like to learn all of that, because they gatekeep like the advanced knowledge, and they kind of push you to learn the advanced techniques, which it kind of leads up to being a siddhi, which siddhi is spelled S-I-D-I, not C-I-T-Y. It's siddhi. And you have to dedicate a lot of stuff. Let me show you what they gave me at the meditation retreat. It's like, it's kind of like yoga, but they said they don't want you to strain yourself, like, on doing. So before you meditate, you're supposed to do like these like 20 minutes of yoga nidra exercises. So you do like these exercises to like get yourself ready to meditate. They say you're not supposed to do it all the time, but they say at least like twice a week or so. But I haven't been doing it lately. But they gave me the papers so in case I forgot how to do it. But they say like you're supposed to start on the left side if you're a woman and the right side if you're a man. Like you tone up the body. Maybe I'll show you how I do it in a video if you're curious to see that, to see me like do the Maharishi yoga, like how it looks. It takes like 20 minutes though, so I'd have to film it and then speed it up, or I could do a live showing like what it looks like when I do the yoga nidra, or the not the yoga nidra, the oh God, what's it called? It's the yogic exercises, but it's because it's from Vedic traditions. So yoga and transcendental meditation come from yogic traditions, and so, or Vedic traditions. So they come from basically like the same source, but they're both like modern traditions, because like transcendental meditation came around in like the 50s in the United States, and yoga was like in the 20s or so. So it's like they're both old style practices that were like modernized in the 20s, 30s, and like into the 50s. Because Maharishi came to the States in the 50s. He knew about it earlier. Like he was practicing in India, and then he came to the States, and he had to like go on this like big long voyage to like learn to teach in the United States. And like it was like huge, it was a big deal, because they did not want to teach practice in the United States. But so he set up this big compound in the center of the country, and it was because he had a vision that of climate change, like that it was supposed to be like this fortified complex. And that's what it is. There's like a college there called Maharishi Institute University, and they have like the golden domes there where people practice the city, like the cities like are practicing there. Like because what they basically do is they think that they can fly. Like they meditate, and they like fly. Like you can't go in unless you're a city. You can't really go in there. They let us go in there when they weren't practicing during the meditation retreat, and it was like, I think I got bitten up by some bed bugs and stuff. Like there's a lot of bugs and stuff in there. It's really weird. But they have like these cushions and stuff that you're on, and like they're basically like hopping in there. But like because they practice, like they can like levitate. they think they can levitate, or maybe they do levitate. I don't know. That's the thing. Like it's very like close practice. Unless like you know the advanced techniques, you're not allowed to like go into those spaces, because it's like a lot of these advanced techniques that you pay for, and unless you live like in the city of Fairfield, which apparently if you move to Fairfield and like you're part of the community, you can learn the city program for free. Like I say, if you like move to like Fairfield, you can learn for free. And if you're part of the community, and they like all go at the same time during the day. And like if you build a house, or if you get like a house in the community, like you can do the city program for free. Or if you like go to the university, you can get the city program for free. And I thought about moving there. Like at one point during the meditation retreat, I was like, well, why am I in Michigan? And I thought about, and like several people from my meditation retreat were like, yeah, we could just move to Iowa. And we thought about moving to Iowa because it was like really ideal. Like, and they make it like super ideal. Like when you do the meditation retreat, like every whim that we had, they like meet you at where you're at. Like they have like really delicious Indian food. And like you lose weight while you're there because like you're eating like a very balanced diet, and like, or like you're not eating, like you're eating in a calorie deficit. And like I lost weight afterwards too, because I was like eating in a calorie deficit naturally, and then I gained it back, and then I've been losing weight ever since. But you just learn to eat properly again. And then you are sleeping a lot, and like they say not to use your technology, so like you have like a technology detox and stuff like that. It's wild. It's wild. Like, and they're just like they're just like pumping you full of information. of like, and I was like seeing auras and stuff while I was at this meditation retreat. I didn't mention this, did I? I was at this meditation retreat and I was like, yeah, I was seeing auras, and like, you're not seeing auras, it's because your eyes are focusing and you're seeing the objects, and you're seeing color that you're not used to seeing before. It's like part of like a neurological process that I was like unlocking parts of my brain that I could see like the because I wasn't seeing like color around, like I wasn't seeing colors that weren't there. Is that I was like unlocking parts of my brain that I could see like the light hitting around objects that I hadn't seen before. It was crazy. It was like because I was like meditating so hard. And like when I do meditate so hard, I can still see it sometimes. So I'll see like light auras around objects, and like I'll see like really like people are like, oh, colors look really dull and stuff to me, but like since I've been meditating, like colors look really bright to me. Like these days, like everything seems like so bright. I don't know. I could do part two, but this is like just beginning. Like that's been kind of like part of my meditation stuff that I've been going through. I got a pizza coming, but I wanted to talk some more about my TM experiences. Is anybody interested in this? Is anybody like curious about this at all? I don't even know. So I don't know. Some of the stuff that I experienced was kind of weird in Iowa when I went. Like I said, they would meet your like every whim. There was like one day, because we would go on these like daily walks, because like they say you like meditate, because we like meditated like 3 or 4 times a day. Like you would go and you would like do these like really long like yoga things, and then you would meditate, and then you would do another round, and then it was like really long times that you would be like meditating, and like it would be like super exhausting. And so like I documented it in a journal. They said you're not really supposed to journal, but I was like, I wanted to document my experiences, so I kept a journal during that time. But there was some like weird stuff that happened while I was there. Like one day there was like they said it kept like it would threaten to rain, and every time we would go out it would like stop raining. And they were like, that's really weird, why is it not raining? And like before we got there was like horrible storm before we got there, and like we had such a hard time like getting to, like people had such travel problems getting to Iowa, and there was like a tornado before we got there, so like all of the roads were like all messed up. But like when we got there, it was like so peaceful and stuff when we got there, and it was like really easy to stay there. But then when we left, it was like horrible storms after we left. Like it was like really hard to leave, and that was like kind of like a hard thing. But like when we were there was like one of the days there was like a rainbow over the complex, the building. And I'll talk about the building later, because the building that we were staying in, all of the buildings were really interesting, because there's something called like Vedic architecture that they were built under, and like they have like specific regulations that were set by Maharishi in Fairfield. Like they have like specific like classifications, like they build them to like these specific classifications to like make it so that you're happier and like they're more cosmically attuned or something. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like they attune it to the earth and like build buildings in such a way that it's supposed to like make you happier and more cosmically aligned or something. I don't even know. But like all of the rooms face the sun as it goes through its aligned path or something. So like my room faced the east, so when I was meditating, the sun would be coming up, and like other rooms, as they were doing their night meditations, the sun would be setting. So like we were always facing some kind of like southern. I think all of the rooms had windows that faced the east, and I think that's what the thing was, is that there's always eastern facing windows in any of the rooms that they were in. I think that's what they said, is that all of the building, all of the rooms, and any room that you were in had eastern facing windows, and that you were able to meditate facing the east, because they said you're supposed to face the east when you meditate. And like that's every time I do my meditation, I always face either north or east, is because it's supposed to be like cosmically aligned to that. Like you're supposed to face those places because it's facing the sun, and like you're supposed to be facing the sun when you meditate, because it's like better for you emotionally. And like when you enter a building, you're supposed to enter from the eastern facing side. Like they say, like you're always supposed to enter from the eastern facing side. Like you're never supposed to enter a south. Like if you have a southern facing door, you're never supposed to enter from the southern facing door. And you're never supposed to enter from the western facing door, because it's not good for you emotionally or mentally. Like it's supposed to bring like bad juju to like enter from a southern or western facing door. Just so you're aware. Like that's one of the things that they told me at these meetings, is that you're never supposed to enter from a southern or a western facing door, because it's bad for your mental health to do that. And you're always supposed to enter from a northern or an eastern facing door, because you're supposed to go with the sun. And so like my apartment is more cosmically aligned in that way, because I have northern facing windows, so I at least get northern facing. So it's more attuned in this apartment. It's not as good as if I had an eastern facing apartment, but it's all right from where I am. But that's why I feel pretty good in this apartment. My apartments in Seattle were not great because they had western facing windows, so I didn't get very much sunlight there. But I think about it, and yeah, like most of my, and they say like your bed is supposed to face, your head is supposed to face the south, because, or your head is supposed to face the north with your feet at the south, because you get better rest that way. And you're supposed to, because if you have your head facing the south, it's bad for your body, because it's like Vedic architecture. I don't know. But it's stuff like that. They taught us a bunch of stuff like that. Which way you're supposed to face your apartment. That you're supposed to have running water in your apartment, or your building space, because it's supposed to be like good for your, and like they told us like which room you're supposed to put the running water in. I don't even remember. It's supposed to be like your living space or something. That you're always supposed to have like natural light in for certain things. They said in some houses they build architecture that they have like a dome at the top of it that's supposed to like, they build certain houses with like certain like antenna that's supposed to like pull in cosmic energy. I don't even know. They said that they build houses to like certain regulations. If you look in Fairfield, it's you can look at the houses on Zillow. They have like houses that you can see that have these like antenna on top of them, and it's because they're pulling in like cosmic energy from the universe or something. They have these like domes with like antenna on top of them, and that's because they were specifically built for it. They also have like specific like courtyards and stuff, and that's like supposedly part of like Vedic architecture too, that like they built it to those specific qualifications. But getting back to the so we had like a rainbow that come over us, and like it was so weird because there was like this truck that pulled up in front of our we had a rainbow, and there were like people like gathered outside of our like cities, like they gathered outside of our meeting space because apparently we were like pulling in like a lot of cosmic energy or something, and people were like gathering around and like watching us like really closely, and like I don't know, it was weird, and like people came in trucks and they were like talking to our teachers, and we had a bunch of like people coming and like encouraging us to do the advanced programs and stuff, and like encouraging us to become cities and to like move to Iowa, and like that we should want to become cities and things like that. And like there were like several people that, and like I got into this like big cosmic discussion because I know physics, like I've studied physics. I got into this big long physics discussion with somebody about like the nature of the universe and like cosmic quantum entanglement and stuff. I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, if you care about this stuff, if you want to hear more about it, I can talk about it. But it was wild, like, because that was something that like talked about like extensively, was quantum entanglement and like neuroplasticity of the brain, and like how like there's no difference between like ourselves and like the universe and stuff like that, and like how we're all just like part of the same thing. Yeah, it was wild. Anyway, so here's the Epstein files where they mention Bob Roth, who's the head of the David Lynch Foundation now that David Lynch has died. They talk about Bobby Roth being an old friend of Deepak Chopra. I don't know who that is, but he says that they are TM fanatics and they shall meet. Who is Roth, the TM guru? And they said when you're back in New York. So he talked to Epstein about Bob Roth and that there was potential. Let me see if I can find some more information about this. So it doesn't have any more information about Bob Roth specifically, like any like correspondence about Bob Roth or the David Lynch Foundation. It just has like automated messages that were sent about events and updates from the David Lynch Foundation for things that are in these sets of files that I can see. Let me see if I can check something else. So I found this. Hi, Jeffrey. Hope you're well. Couldn't resist sending this. We met in Fairfield, Iowa, which is where MIU is, as you remember, and Sunday Oprah is doing a special on the town. Your first words to me, you are not one of them, are you? Ha ha. Let me know how you're doing and where you are. I'm still waiting for that coffee. And it's Patricia Neville, because it's patricianeville.com. What's the YouTube video? Here we go. Another Patricia Neville email. Jeffrey, my wish in your journey in life is you found inner peace, happiness, and health. I've determined it's time to write a new chapter in this life of mine and depart New York City in a couple weeks. It appears I am once again bound, Iowa bound. Can you believe it? It's hard to believe it's been 6 years of your car pulling up the street corner and you stepped out. Little did I know it would be time for coffee date scheduled. Nonetheless, you pop into my head from time to time, especially when Fairfield, Iowa is mentioned. Me touring as your assistant. What fun. Ha ha. I send you lots of love and white energy. Take care of yourself and touch base whenever you'd like. Patricia. P.S. I worked up this flyer and plan to do a little of this upon my return. May as well share my story with some women's centers and hope they will give themselves permission to be who they truly are. A gift we should all discover. And she works for Wilhelmina Models, New York City, Don Buckled Associates, New York City. The TM centers work with women to help them apparently work through traumatic experiences and stuff like that. Like they do a lot of that stuff with women. So this is really disgusting that they're associated with Jeffrey Epstein, that they say that they like advocate for domestic violence victims and stuff like that, and like women who have been through like traumatic experiences when they're linked to Jeffrey Epstein. So like there's a big long email from Deepak Chopra who like sent out like a newsletter. And so this is who Deepak Chopra was. I also believe that we're setting the stage for consciousness economy. Over the next couple decades, I see the proliferation of consciousness bars, studios, mind gyms, experiences with along the lines of how yoga meditation studios are now mainstream. In the mid-1980s, I was a global ambassador for the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. That's the leader of the TM organization who's dead now, and the TM movement for introducing yoga and meditation to the world. My job was to speak about meditation and yoga, starting with the United States, Western Europe, Latin America, Asia, and finally the Eastern Bloc countries, i.e. the former Soviet Union. At the time there was a scattering of yoga studios that no one had heard of a meditation studio. Now there is a yoga studio in every block in a city, and meditation studios are now beginning to crop up. Few people remember the Maharishi vision and his team of dedicated ambassadors pioneering the strategy that I had the privilege to lead across the world. So that's what I found so far about transcendental meditation and the Epstein files, that there was somebody named Deepak Chopra who was related to Epstein, who was related to Bob Roth, and who emailed Jeffrey Epstein on a regular basis, semi-regular basis, at least enough to advocate for him. And he went to Fairfield at least once and had contacts with people in Fairfield. I think what I'm trying to take from all of this is like that the Epstein files are so far-reaching and that they're so broad-reaching that everybody is like, I'm saying, like, I'm trying to because I think that like most people have like some, like, it's been under our noses this whole time. Like we all have like some personal connection to the Epstein files. Like it's been under our noses this whole time. Like it's been there the whole time. Like we've seen it, we've known about it. Like it's been like you felt something was off in your everyday life in some aspect, like some form of thing that was weird in your life and you couldn't quite explain it, and like you were like, that's weird, this thing is weird in my life but I can't quite explain it. This aspect of something in my life is so weird and so wrong, and I just don't know why this is so weird. And like, you just always felt like something was wrong somehow. And like, you just always explained it away somehow. You just always thought like, maybe this thing is just kind of weird and like different, and like, I don't know, like maybe it's just, you know, maybe it's just a quirky thing, or like maybe like this is just who they are, like, you know, like maybe this is just a thing that's like and like you think like, no, nothing nefarious could be going on underneath the surface. Like Like, no, nothing bad could be happening. Like, no, this can, no, not here. No, not this magical place, or not these magical people, or not this magical thing. Like, no, they don't have a connection to this evil thing. Like, this evil thing is separate. That's totally different. And it's like, no, it's all connected. It's all connected somehow. Like, it's all the same thing. Like, there's all connection to, like, you're gonna find the connection somehow. And that's what Epstein files are showing, is that there's, like, with people in power, with money and people and power, all of your faves are problematic. And we've always known this. All your faves are problematic. All your faves are gross and weird and cruel and horrible and have problems and and are sycophants and are probably now in the Epstein files. Sorry, nose is dripping. So, I don't know. They all have, there's all some, like, weird connection to all of this. And it's sad because, things that we fell back on for comfort, like movies and music and entertainment, are all tainted in some way, and that we can't be comforted by those, that it's like we can't be comforted by those things because they're tainted, and it's unsettling and it's discomforting and it's upsetting the apple cart. I don't know. It's yeah. So what do you do? Where do we go from here? And some people are just choosing to deny it, like my parents. My parents are like, no, that couldn't possibly be the truth. That couldn't. I choose to not believe my girl, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, could ever do anything like that. That's what my mom said yesterday. My mom and my stepdad said I could never believe they would ever be into anything like that, cannibalism. And I was like, Mom, it's in the files. And they're like, I just don't believe it. I don't believe anything like that is true. And it's like, Mom, they all did it. They're all guilty. It doesn't matter rich or poor. They're all guilty. Or, it doesn't matter if it's rich versus poor. They're all guilty. Not rich and poor. If you're poor, you're basically like nobody. But if you're rich, it's, a free for all. It's rich versus poor. I don't know. I think the whole thing is weird. I don't like it, any of it. I think that this whole thing is really scary. Yeah. I don't know. Where did you get this? It's a Q-tip. I don't know. I think it's trying to sow discord. But at the same time, I think that the rich need to pay for what they did. And they need to get their comeuppance. Because this can't stand. This can't stand. What they did, this can't stand. And I'm disgusted by what I read and what I've heard. And I don't know. I'm just so grossed out. And the people that I found to be my heroes, I'm a little sad. I don't know. I have so many thoughts. When I tell you I've been crashing out about this gate stuff, like, I don't know. I was like sitting around after my meditation this morning, and I was like, because I was doing the aura thing with my fingers again, and I was like looking around, and I was like seeing auras in my room again, and I was like, it makes me feel crazy when I do it, because I'm like, if I look hard enough, I can see auras around objects and like and people and like animal, like my cat. I can see an aura around my cat right now. Like, I'm just looking at him and I can see, like, if I look at him for more than like a couple seconds, I can see his aura. And like, so like I've been crashing out about it, because like, do other people see auras? I don't know. Like, can you see aura? Can you see like auras around objects? Like, it's not like, I feel like it's a trainable skill. Right? It's not something that I'm just seeing, right? I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily like because I was a gate kid or anything, or like a leap kid. Or like a wings kid. I just, or like I listened to anything as a kid, or like I didn't do the fluoride. I don't remember doing the fluoride test or any, like the fluoride swishing or anything like that. Not that I can remember. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just like thinking about. I'm sorry. There's like dead air. I'm like thinking about this gate program and like I don't know. It's got me thinking. Like I'm just like crashing out about it, and I'm like I don't even know. I'm gonna have to cut the clip. But I feel like I'm not losing my mind. I feel okay, but I'm like crashing out about it. I don't like saying crashing out because that's like it's such a loaded language. Um, but I feel like I don't know. Does it explain things that have happened in my life conveniently? And it would. It would explain a few things that have happened in my life conveniently. But I don't know. Hang on. But I don't know. Like, I don't have ADHD or autism, so it's not quite convenient. I have bipolar disorder, and there's that. I'm neurodivergent in that way. But I don't have autism. I'm not on the spectrum. Get your butt out of my face. But I have like amazing pattern recognition. And something about my psychiatrist telling me that I have like really good insight into my mental illness. She says like I'm really intelligent when it comes to my mental illness. Like I'm mentally ill, but I have like super good insight into my mental illness. She says she's never met anybody like me before. So, I don't know. Because I am like impulsive when it comes to my disability, but I have like an insane amount of discipline when it comes to my disability. Like, I do everything that is required of me to manage my disability. I don't know. Am I the only one? Are there other people like me that do this? I don't know. Because I've been through a lot, and I do like a lot of stuff to manage my disability, but it's exhausting. Like I have to do a lot to manage my disability. I missed a doctor's appointment though, and I have to reschedule that. I don't know. Can I talk about a thing that happens in Michigan during February? If you're a Michigander and you live on like the west side of the state, even if you live on the east side of the state, February is like when things get real. Like, February is my mom and I talk about this. February is the shortest month. Like, February, timeline wise, is the shortest month, but it feels like the longest month. We go through this every year. My mom and I say, hate February. There's nothing good about February. Because in Michigan, it's when you start to feel winter fatigue. I just made a comment about it on someone's video. It's like everything just piles up in February. Because like you're still having snowstorms and like but it's like a little bit warmer in February. You might get some like random hot days, like 60, 70 degree days. But it's like it's still cold, and it's like the snow turns to slush. You know what I mean? Like in December, all of the snow is like perfect and pretty and like really aesthetic, and like the snow turns like brown, and like it's like the snow looks really gross in February in Michigan. You know what I'm talking about? Like, the snow looks so nasty in February in Michigan. Like, I would not want to touch. Like, you would like make snowballs and like play like in the snow and like make snow angels and stuff like that. I would not touch February snow. It is so nasty. Like, there's so much yellow snow and so much slush. Like, I got it in my mom's car yesterday or the day before. It was yesterday. And I stepped into a puddle of slush that just, like, totally soaked my shoes. I was like, Mom, you parked in a puddle. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, Mom, parked in a puddle. And I was like, there's so much slush, but that's like normal. There's just slush everywhere, and like there's just like piles of like, because we had such a bad winter this year, there's just like piles of snow like everywhere that just like harden, and like they turn like brown because there's like dirt and sediment in them and like gravel and stuff. Oh, it's so nasty. It's so nasty. And the piles of snow are gonna be there until like May, when they get even more like condensed and like nasty. It's so gross.